Throughout the history of the Order, the Jedi were no strangers to members falling to embrace the dark side of the Force. In some way, all of these instances were due to the failings of the Order, as Jedi were unprepared to deal with the temptation of the dark side when combined with their own personal failings. But there was one particular Jedi Padawan that wasn't just failed by the Jedi Order, but betrayed by it, causing her to let go of her affiliations as a Jedi Padawan and adopt a new path as a Jedi Slayer, defined by the dark side of the Force. In this video expose, we'll look at the sad fall and betrayal of Aurra Sing, which would see her become one of the most successful Jedi killers and bounty hunters in the history of the galaxy. Aurra Sing's childhood was one defined by suffering and hardship. While Sing would never know her father, she was raised by her mother and Yuana within the slums of the crime-infested world of Nar Shaddaa. Making matters worse, her mother was addicted to spice. As seen within the 1998 Legends comic Star Wars No. 17, she would only get by selling her homemade ale while living on the dangerous streets of the planet in poverty. However, Sing would be fortunate enough to not live within these conditions on Nar Shaddaa for very long after her birth. While still an infant, her Force sensitivity brought her to the attention of the Jedi Order, located as a potential candidate for Jedi training. While her mother was forced to remain behind, she lived out the remainder of her days happy to know her daughter was spared a life of destitution. As she entered the Jedi Academy on Coruscant, the infant from Nar Shaddaa would take the name of Aurra Sing. But Sing's early life nevertheless would leave a lasting impact upon the child. She had overtly aggressive instincts, which were easily recognized by the Jedi Order. Due to her natural aggression and her being defined as a problem case, the Order turned to one of its harshest trainers to become Sing's instructor and master, the Jedi Master Aayla Secure. So dedicated was Kuro to the Jedi Code that she shed her own name and took up the title of Dark Woman, simply to prove her commitment to the rule of non-attachment. The Jedi Master utilized numerous unconventional training methods with her Padawans, typically defined as harsh and reflective of Kuro's own hardness. In many cases, these harsh training conditions were successful, leading the most difficult candidates on fruitful paths within the Order. However, they other times resulted in failure, and in the case of Aurra Sing, they were not at all beneficial. In fact, despite Kuro's best efforts, her training was most likely a hindrance. By the time Sing was 9 years old, she still hadn't risen to the rank of Jedi Padawan. Further, Kuro and Sing didn't share a closeness or bond that typically develop between master and apprentice. Kuro's harsh methods only drove them apart and did nothing to stem Sing's natural aggression. All of this would result in one of the most tragic betrayals conducted by the Jedi Order. Roughly 2 decades before the Clone War, when Sing was only 9 years old, she traveled to the planet of Ord-Namurt to continue her instruction at Kuro's own training grounds located there. However, Sing was kidnapped by pirates who were also present upon the planet, and playing upon the Jedi's fears of abandonment, the pirates convinced Sing that her master Kuro abandoned her and sold her into the possession of the pirates. Given the lack of closeness she had with Kuro, it was a lie that Sing believed, forever breaking any trust she had with the Jedi Order. The pirates would begin to raise and train Aurra Sing as one of their own, and she would develop a hatred of the Jedi that would last the rest of her life. To make it all the more tragic, the pirates weren't exactly lying. Kuro didn't go so far as to sell her apprentice to the pirates, but it didn't make her betrayal any less shocking. As the Dark Woman would admit during the Clone War, when Kuro recognized that Sing had been kidnapped by pirates, she didn't attempt to free her, but simply decided to let her go, believing that it was the will of the Force. The Jedi Master tried to find reason in the fact that they were never close, and that the Force destined their separation. But she would come to recognize years later that it was her own hardness of heart that made that decision. It was a decision that she wouldn't only regret, but would directly result in the death of so many other Jedi. But even then, it wasn't these pirates who would develop Sing into one of the galaxy's most feared Jedi killers. Eventually, Aurra Sing would be obtained by the crime lord Wallanuga the Hutt, who had ambitions to use her talents as his own Force-sensitive assassin. To great expense, the Hutt personally paid for Sing's training. She was trained by a group of fearsome Inzadi assassins, who excelled in instructing both bounty hunters and assassins for the galaxy's most wealthy. But their price was well worth it. The Inzadi would train Sing to be a remorseless assassin, utilizing her force sensitivity and equipping her with a biocomputer to further enhance her sensory data to make her into one of the greatest Jedi hunters ever. Just as Grievous did, Aurra Sing would relish in keeping the lightsabers of her fallen victims as trophies. And over the years, she would add some highly prized trophies to her collection, including the weapons of Jedi Master Pierce and the immensely skilled Jedi Master Sharad Head. So there we have it, the path of Aurra Sing from Jedi Padawan to Jedi Killer. We love making these videos, so why not subscribe for more fun Star Wars theories and discussions. Also, if you enjoyed the video, think about giving a like or leaving a comment. Or perhaps follow us on Twitter at SW Reading Club for updates regarding the channel. Or support the channel through Patreon for access to exclusive rewards and discussions. If not for me... for the will of the Force.